This news program is proudly brought to you by
Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits
and Now Biscuits.
PM Morape suspends PNGDF commander. Don Pole calls for immediate stop on tribal warfare. And NASFAN celebrates its 5th annual awards in Port Moresby. Good evening, you're watching National EMTV News. I'm Malcolm Wyra. Thank you for joining us. Following the unprecedented tribal warfare, killings and destructions occurring in Enga and Hela provinces, the member for Kandep Open, Don Pole, has called for an immediate stop to this. In a press conference today, he said Enga province is marred with this menace, resulting in massive killings and loss of economic lifeline.
The experience of tribal wars in Enga province has taken a new twist where traditional and customary norms were breached. Minister Pole says the tribal wars in Enga province have now engulfed almost all 6 districts, and most of these tribal fights are interconnected.
And it is getting worse, and the worstness of it is even escalating unbelievably. It is unprecedented. It is taking place every day. And it's not taking place only in one district like in Wapenamanda or in Kandep. It is intensified.
The present tribal wars have now ended up killing and destroying many innocent lives, including families from other provinces like Western Highlands province.
I'm seeing these fights have a high potentiality of spilling over to other provinces too. 2 Western Islanders, a father and a small child and a mother who have been traveling with these bags of cow to a market in Pogora. They were gunned down in Wapenamanda, but it's fights. They were gunned down because they thought they were people from Laga, mercenaries who had come to support the other tribe.
He calls on all Engans to stop it immediately as these wars bring an end to human existence.
You'll be hopeless and useless, a man in despair, woman in despair. You'll have achieved nothing. Even those leaders who would like to use the young people, I'm telling you not, because you will die of heart attack. I've seen it happening. I've seen it happening. You cannot use another man to destroy another man. I've seen it. It does not work. Enough extinction has happened. Enough destruction of property and business and economy has happened. Enough undermining of good values and Christianity has happened. Now you better confess and stop it, and let's lay down arms and let some goodness to prevail, or else you'll find that you will exterminate yourself.
Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
With the use of modern machine guns and various types of deadly weapons in PNG, especially in Enga and Hela provinces, the member for Kandep Open, Don Pole, said the provincial and national governments are investigating to find out the source of this and put an end to it.
Minister Pole says the influx and use of modern guns and other combat armory are on the rise and have become a commercial activity very abruptly. He says with the use of those weapons, many lives are terminated so easily and so much good businesses and property are destroyed so suddenly, aided by these machine guns and automatic weapons. The use of hired killers and mercenaries have escalated and are on the rise as well.
Even grenades are taken into the trouble fights. The drones are used. Drones, the technology in drones are used to see where the enemy is. And people are killing each other using this technology. My goodness, it's completely out of control. It is frightening. The weaponry used is completely modern. It is not the bows and arrows anymore.
Minister Pole confirmed that as a senior politician, he will speak to all the fellow members of parliament in the Highlands region to work in partnership to address law and order in the Highlands region.
The sources of those weapons, I think the provincial government and national government should to put into an investigation to find. We must do an investigation to uncover where those guns and those weapons and even drones and so forth, things like this are coming from. Even if people have been using other types of weapons, then we must investigate. I think a proper investigation must be done, combined investigation by provincial and the national government. And now that I'm first time speaking on the law and order issue, I'll be speaking to the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable James Marabe, and Honorable Governor Ibadas, and Governor Warapa of Western Knowledge Province, and Governor William Powie of South Knowledge Province, and Governor Pile Bundalu of Ella Province. So I will speak to them.
Estagane, National EMTV News.
Prime Minister James Marape today announced the suspension of Defence Force Commander Major General Mark Goyner from duties for 3 months. This is so that the General Board of Inquiry established by the Defence Minister Win Daki can continue to inquire into the fatal shooting of 2 servicemen and the warning of another soldier and a civilian during a training exercise on the 4th of July, 2023.
Since the death of the 2 soldiers and wounding of 1 other member and a civilian in Kupiano on the 4th of July 2023, the Defence Force has faced internal challenges to properly convene the General Board of Inquiry or GBOI into the unprecedented killing. The Prime Minister said that the Defence Force is a key institution of the government and its integrity and reputation is important. He also said that the General Board of Inquiry is a legal process that will run independently and deliver its findings. The government will pick up on the recommendations from this inquiry and will address all the issues that come out of the findings. He also said that the General Board of Inquiry is a legal process that will run independently and deliver its findings. The government will pick up on the recommendations from this inquiry and will address all the issues that come out of the findings. The NEC also noted that the inquiry has now fully convened and will be sitting through and taking statements and documents on the incident. Given the wide-ranging nature of its terms of reference, the NEC determined that the General Board of Inquiry must be given support to pursue its terms of reference. PM Marape added that the terms of reference covers the shooting incident, but also ventures into any contributing factors which may have led to arms contamination in a training situation. Therefore, to affirm the integrity of the General Board of Inquiry and also the dignity of the commander, NEC took a decision to suspend the commander under Section C3B of the Defence Act 1974 for 3 months or until such time the GBOI delivers its findings. This action is taken to protect the independence and integrity of the General Board of Inquiry and should not in any way, shape or form imply any wrongdoing on the part of Major General Goyner. Commodore Philip Polewara, who is the Deputy Chief of Defence Force, will be the Acting Chief of Defence Force in the interim. Amanda Ilaitia, National EMTV News.
There has been a lot of confusion lately in the Madang province on who is the actual provincial administrator. This confusion stems from rumors from the public and within the administration claiming that there is a vacancy in the provincial administrator's position.
However, the Bogia District Administration has approached the current Provincial Administrator Frank Lau to show him that they recognize him as the duly appointed Provincial Administrator and they are willing to work with him. Mr. Lau was appointed as the Provincial Administrator of Madang Provincial Administration by the National Executive Council in May last year. Speaking on behalf of the Bogia District Administration, and the member for Bogia, Robert Naguri, Bogia District Administrator Jacob Asevi said Bogia District and Madang Province need to move forward and the indifference within the Public Service Administration will only cause delays in service delivery.
Now, provincial government, I don't want to touch based on that because I am not well versed with it. I don't want to talk about things that I don't know about. All I want to say is Nipla like in monitor Nipla infrastructure, because Mr. Law planned of province.
naigat money dongan andi lo budget. Suppose stop, dong liar go finish, na blo dislayar stop, mipla tim disla money kam na, mipla like top na one time money we did game dongan na mipla make work.
As Sevi said, Bogia district has several very important projects and they need financial support from the provincial administration. The major projects include the Bogia highway upgrade, Manam resettlement and the district hospital.
I want to big project to provincial district, so we will give full 100% support the provincial government, including provincial administration, to support the people of Bogia and ensure that this project gets off the ground. I'm going to completion belongan all man merlo Bogia lukmosan. I'm going to talk nothing. I'm service companies the man merlo Bogia, including Midramo, Sumkar, ACB Kem Angoram, na honorable district close long Bogia, for vaccine benefit.
Medang Provincial Administrator Frank Lau assured Sevi and his team that Bogia district will be the first to receive function grants for the district as soon as the provincial budget goes through budget maintenance, passed as they have a very good track record of service delivery.
Bogia, I'm on the first district here, it's a happy internal system of FMS. Bogia, because the site will develop them. Bogia district, you and the Usenopul, Wawalo district, you don't go pass. But other district, you're making him, you don't too much. You don't district, you got, because of member of the vision, you don't go pass.
Natasha Ovoy, National, MTV News.
The Manam Resettlement Authority, or MARA, have set up an agriculture multiplication and distribution center in Daigul in the Bogia district of Medang province. This is part of MARA's initiative to ensure food security for the displaced Manam Islanders.
The multiplication and distribution site will be used to grow food and cash crops that will then be distributed to the displaced people of Manam for further cultivation in the new permanent resettlement area located in Anduram in the Bogia district. Around 20,000 Manam Islanders have been living in care centers on the mainland of Bogia for almost 20 years since the major volcanic eruption in 1994. However, they are now looking forward to moving to a permanent resettlement area. But once they move to their resettlement site, they will need to grow food and cash crops to sustain themselves. That is why the Manam Resettlement Authority came up with the Agriculture and Multiplication and Distribution Center.
People ready, people yet low. Tamulai people island guantap. People like Moligo na ask him talk people no got this la no got before Oligo people go send him this lagan so people people multiply him na ready people yet low help him all time all like sit down and them food security wise we me rush him all place blow like put no nar place so Olga right lo complaints about him no help him also him lo this la.
Tuno said they just started this year and all the harvest will be stored for replanting.
Yes, me plus story more rice seeds blow me blind inside. Now get that by still story me also and then me again use him again low continue planning and then once me gamble mark where me feeling was me start milling now and me at rice mill blow me start again milling now and then there will be times where we got emergency come up block centers blow me blow side block I one and me blow but just milling rice that's all like team also now yet me blow harvest blow me blow drive me blow story that's all
The Manam Resettlement Authority Chairman Dr. Boga Figa said the resettlement process is a very big exercise and progress has been very slow due to very limited funding being allocated yearly to assist the displaced people of Manam.
We have a disaster that happened 19 years ago and we have 20,000 men, women and children sitting in the care centers and all over Papua New Guinea, and giving you 1 or 2 million kina annually in PIP cannot do any work. Because
Natasha Ovoy, National, MTV News.
National MTV News continues after the break with more stories. Stay with us. You're watching National MTV News. NESFund held its 5th annual Employer Awards last night at APEC House in Port Moresby. Present at the event were different companies and organizations, as well as NESFund representatives.
NESFund was pleased to show its recognition to employer members whose compliance and consistency in their superannuation contributions is outstanding in the year 2022 and have met the criteria of the award selection. Last night marked the 5th annual Employer Awards. These are the employers who were awarded in each of the categories, including the Chairperson's Award for Best Overall Employer. Kainantu Mining Limited got the award for Most Compliant Employer in Mandatory Contributions. Ramu Agri Limited, the Best Employer with Employer Voluntary Contributions. Seventh-day Adventist Church, Best Employer with Member Voluntary Contributions. ExxonMobil PNG, the Most Compliant Employer in Account Maintenance. SED Optical, Best Non-Mandatory Contributions Employer, and the Chairperson's Award was awarded to Ramu Agri Industries. Chief Executive Officer of NESFund, Rajiv Sharma, stated that Deloitte was appointed to conduct the screening process. Mr. Sharma stated that since the inception of NESFund Employer Awards in 2013, this initiative has elevated to become the beacon of recognition and distinction within the industry. The Employer Awards has been a testament to employers who have pushed the boundaries of possibility for superannuation.
The essence of these awards is rooted in the core values that guide our institution. We believe in the transformative power of responsible financial stewardship and the impact it has on individuals, families, and the entire nation. The annual Employer Award symbolizes our collective commitment to these principles, and they shine a spotlight on the champions who embody them.
Mr. Sharma further highlighted upon the awards process.
These awards are designed to evaluate the employer's efforts in compliance over a specific time frame, measuring the increase in the percentage of the set criteria. This unique approach acknowledges that some winners from the previous period, though stayed fast in their compliance with the Superannuation Act and the respective prudential standards, may not appear annually.
Grace Papiale, National MTV News.
The PNG's women cricket team, the Lewas, have been named as the brand ambassadors for NESFund for the next 3 years. NESFund made the announcement last night during its 5th annual Employer Awards.
NESFund has taken a groundbreaking move to show its commitment to inclusivity and gender equality through the appointment of PNG's national women's cricket team, Lewas, to be the brand ambassadors. NESFund stated that the new ambassadors would be all women.
The new flag bearers of our brand, the new brand ambassadors of NESFund, the Papua New Guinea women's cricket team, the Lewas.
This decision boldly replicates NESFund's stance on gender equality and women empowerment. Grace Papiale, National MTV News.
Former member for MAPRIC and businessman John Simon has passed on his condolence message to the family of the late member for MAPRIC Open, Gabriel Caprice. This follows the late member's untimely passing.
The aging of the
member for MAPRIC, the late member for MAPRIC, had served the district from 2002 to 2012. He's such a great leader, and it's a loss to the people of MAPRIC as well. And for that, I pass on my condolence messages to his family, and to the people of Supari, the village and the place that he comes from. At the same time, my appeal is to the public servants in the district to remain calm and prepare ourselves to receive our leader and late Honorable Gabriel Kapus back to the district and then to his final resting place.
A local businessman and coffee roaster, John Simon, showcased how his coffee roasting skills and the secrets to what makes his coffee a lot more different to the rest.
After leaving his political career to now buying coffee in his home district of Maprik, former politician and local businessman John Simon now roasts his own coffee, then packaged, all done in Port Moresby. Specialized in roasting both the Arabica and Robusta coffee, John says the good thing about his coffee is that everything is PNG owned, where coffee beans are bought from locals in Maprik, helping local farmers to roasting coffee to then packaging is something he says is very proud of. He said while he is still negotiating as to when his coffee products that are now packaged, both the Arabica and Robusta coffee, to be in the shelves in stores should be made known soon.
Nothing below 5 kina is good for the farmers. Nothing below 5 kina. No way. No way. So I am paying 5 kina, but this is a Robusta, mind you. So for me, after paying 5 kina, I am now struggling to look for market for this. Because the market's not there for 5 kina. The market, to be honest, what I get is about $2.
The best part of the interview with EMTV News was that we were given an opportunity as to how coffee beans are roasted and packaged. But that's not all. The interesting bit to his coffee product and why, unlike other coffee brand, JS Coffee is much more sweeter thanks to his blend of mixing vanilla fusion with coffee.
So now I roast my own coffee. I roast the coffee, how I do it, that's my signature, that's my product. And I roast Robusta and Arabica. Then, you know, also, I'm starting to create a bit of market for my vanilla farmers. So I'm infusing vanilla into my package here. I got vanilla. In fact, there's vanilla in here already. You'll not find it anywhere else. Only in Papua New Guinea and only at JS Cafe.
While he says he's the only coffee roaster in Port Moresby, if not PNG, his concern now is for the government to increase coffee prices so that local coffee farmers can benefit and make ends meet, apart from other issues that coffee farmers are facing, such as the transport subsidy, storage facilities, and others.
The government should go in partnership with private people like myself and others who's willing to take coffee to the market. And what we should do is set up our own warehouse and we distribute, we sell our coffee to our own company in China, in Philippines, in Dubai, in US. Our own warehouse will be there and our own coffee we export there.
Godwin Eki, National EMTV News.
Climbing Mount Gilue, the second highest mountain in Papua New Guinea, is not for the faint-hearted. According to locals, the mountain tests the stamina and endurance of the climbers.
6 tourists from Czech Republic were escorted on Tuesday by local guides under the leadership of Mount Gilue Ecotourism Services head tour guide Stanley Norea to get to the summit of the 4,367 meters Mount Gilue. With the environment being nothing like what one sees in the lowlands and lower parts of the highlands region, it took almost a day to trek to the base camp at the foot of the summit. Stanley Norea said he takes his job as a tour guide seriously.
Mi meki bisla woke no ka tuan pla. Nem no gute mi givu lo Mount Gilue Ecotourism. Tourism so. M2M sambla report sa lo TPA. Mi no bin producing one la bed report. So all kita report em go good blata sol. No ka to lo white man tu mi sawe kan ju sambla to one man. Misa kisimol ko andalo sila 7 summit Gilue stone top. Misa kisimon konta tasol 1 man 7 or 8. Tourist misa kisim konta tasol. Look at one pla white man been burking boon or put down or islaka no. Even me too me no been put down because misa look at him all good.
Norea expressed that parts of the trek to the summit were treacherous, but the risk was worth the view from the top. The tourists from Czech Republic were thankful and expressed happiness that they were well taken care of by the locals. Meanwhile, there is an urge on all landowning tribes of sections of the trek and the summit to work together so that government assistance can be sought to collectively establish proper rest houses at the base camp. The Tourism Promotion Authority is being urged to work closely with the existing local tour companies like Mount Gilue Ecotourism Services to boost ecotourism at Mount Gilue. Natasha Ovoy, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The National Rugby League competition, after 17 weeks of its regular rounds, is now into playing its grand final rounds before the top 2 teams go into playing for the Premiership title at the end of the 2023 season.
Now, after successfully completing its regular rounds of the National Rugby League competition, the competition is now heading into its grand final rounds. Now, a formidable side in the National Rugby League competition, after winning consecutive wins match after match, the Enga Mioks will take on the Lay Snakes Tigers. Now, the 2 teams who have been performing at the highest level in the competition so far are expected to bring the crowds to capacity this coming weekend at the National Football Stadium in Port Moresby. Godwin Eki, Trukai Sports.
The PNG Kickboxing Federation, who recently took its fighters to the USA, are now back in the country and will start preparing for the next international fight early next year.
Now, after successfully hosting their first ever national championships where the regions came together here in Port Moresby, the PNG Kickboxing Federation, for the first time in a long while, sent its fighters to USA, Miami for an international bout. Now, the team was successful, bringing in 2 medals for Papua New Guinea. Now, PNG Kickboxing Federation President Stanley Nandek says now that the fighters are back in PNG, the next few months will be busy preparing the athletes for their next international bout, which will be in France. Godwin Eki, Trukai Sports.
The 2023 Trukai Fun Run will take place tomorrow, the 20th of August, in selected centers around the country. Godwin Eki reports.
Now, the 2023 Trukai Fun Run will take place tomorrow in the country, where selected centers, including Port Moresby and Lay, will host the event respectively. Now, the main event is to raise funds for Team PNG athletes who will be traveling to attend the Pacific Games in Solomon Island in November this year. Now, the event is organized by the PNG Olympic Committee. Godwin Eki, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City, fine, partly cloudy. Daru, partly cloudy and windy. Kerama, partly cloudy with possible brief showers. Alota, partly cloudy. Popondetta, partly cloudy with brief afternoon showers. Looking at the Momasa region, Lay City, partly cloudy with showers. Medang, partly cloudy with possible showers. Wewak, cloudy periods with few showers. And Vanimo, cloudy periods with few showers and thunderstorms. Looking at the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, cloudy periods with some showers and thunderstorms. Keving, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokop and Rabaul, partly cloudy, windy with possible showers and thunderstorms. Kimbe, partly cloudy, windy with possible brief showers. And Buka, partly cloudy with afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Looking at the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, partly cloudy with chances of few showers. Goroka and Kodiawa, partly cloudy with brief showers. Mendi and Wabek, cloudy with few showers and drizzles.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 19th of August 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by
Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits
and Gold Nuggets.